Hi, welcome to the Glow Grow Goal channel, your go-to channel for personal development and life transformation. Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching feeling when you suspect someone is lying to you? What if that someone is a friend, colleague, or even your loved ones? Today, we're diving deep into the art of lie detection. We'll explore proven methods to identify deception and discuss how to handle suspected liars, regardless of your relationship with them. Understanding these techniques can empower you to navigate complex emotional landscapes while protecting yourself and others. Let's get started. Method 1. Baseline behavior analysis. One effective way to detect lies is by establishing a baseline behavior for the person you're interacting with. This method, discussed in the book, Spy the Lie, by former CIA officers, Philip Houston, Michael Floyd, and Susan Carnicero, involves observing how someone typically behaves in casual conversations. For example, consider a colleague who usually maintains eye contact and speaks confidently about their work. If, during a later conversation about a project, they suddenly avoid eye contact, fidget with their hands, or speak in a hesitant manner, it could be a sign that something is off. This method focuses on understanding the individual's overall behavioral norms, which allows you to identify deviations when they are under stress or potentially lying. When responding to suspected deception, you might say something like, "I noticed you seem a bit different today. Is everything okay?" This opens up the conversation without direct confrontation. Method 2. Verbal cues. Another method involves paying close attention to verbal cues, as highlighted in Aldert Gray's book, Detecting Lies and Deceit. Liars often struggle to keep their stories straight and may provide excessive detail or change key facts. For instance, if someone tells you an elaborate story about how they spent their weekend but includes unnecessary details, like the color of the shirt they wore, this could indicate they are fabricating parts of their story. This method emphasizes listening for inconsistencies in speech and narrative flow that may reveal deception. Picture this scenario. A friend tells you they were at a party but suddenly mentions how they ran into an old acquaintance who was wearing bright red shoes. This detail seems out of place and may raise your suspicions. When confronting someone about inconsistencies in their story, consider saying something like, "I'm confused because your story seems to have changed." This approach invites clarification without sounding accusatory. Method 3. Nonverbal signals. Nonverbal signals are another critical aspect of lie detection. Paul Ekman's book, Telling Lies, emphasizes that body language can reveal discomfort or anxiety associated with lying. If you notice someone avoiding eye contact, crossing their arms defensively, or displaying nervous habits like tapping fingers or shifting in their seat during a conversation about sensitive topics, these could be signs of deception. This method focuses specifically on interpreting physical behaviors in real time to gauge honesty. Let's say you're having a heart-to-heart discussion with your partner about finances. As you discuss budgeting issues, you notice them glancing away frequently and fidgeting with their phone instead of engaging in the conversation. These nonverbal cues can indicate discomfort or dishonesty regarding their spending habits. If you observe these signs in someone you're interacting with, try saying something like, "I'm here for you. Feel free to share what's on your mind." This creates a supportive environment for open communication. Method 4. Criterion-Based content analysis. The Criterion-Based content analysis method is another powerful tool for detecting lies. As described in Chris Street's book, An Introduction to the Science of Deception and Lie Detection, this technique evaluates statements based on logical structure and unexpected complications. When analyzing what someone says, look for coherence and straightforwardness. This method provides a systematic evaluation of narrative integrity over time rather than just focusing on immediate inconsistencies. For example, if someone shares an experience about getting lost on a trip but suddenly includes irrelevant details, like what they had for breakfast that morning, it might suggest they are trying to fill gaps in their story with unnecessary information. Truthful statements are usually clear and consistent. Deceptive ones tend to contain unnecessary details or contradictions. When discussing discrepancies with someone's story, focus on understanding rather than accusing them. Ask open-ended questions like, "Can you explain what happened again?" This allows them to clarify without feeling attacked and encourages honesty in your relationship. Method 5. Confrontation with evidence. Confrontation with evidence can also be an effective strategy for detecting lies. In the book, Spy the Lie, the authors explain that presenting evidence can induce inconsistencies in a liar's narrative. If you have information that contradicts what someone has said, like text messages or witness accounts, present it calmly and observe their reaction. This method relies on factual evidence to challenge potential deception directly and assess how the individual responds under pressure. Imagine finding out that your sibling told you they were home all night when you saw on social media that they were at an event across town with friends. When addressing this situation with them, approach delicately by saying something like, "I found some information that doesn't match what we discussed. Can we talk about it?" This invites dialogue rather than conflict. This method requires tact. Remember that people may lie out of fear or embarrassment rather than malice. By fostering an atmosphere of trust during these discussions, you're more likely to encourage honesty rather than defensiveness. Method 6. Micro-expressions recognition. Micro-expressions are fleeting facial expressions that reveal true emotions despite verbal denials. Paul Ekman's book highlights how these involuntary expressions can indicate discomfort or fear when discussing certain topics. This method focuses specifically on recognizing brief emotional reactions that may contradict verbal communication, revealing underlying truths quickly and subtly. For example, if someone quickly shows a look of fear when discussing financial issues but then tries to smile it off, it may suggest underlying anxiety about money matters. Let's say during a conversation about future plans, your friend suddenly looks worried when asked about their job stability but quickly masks it with a smile. This fleeting expression might reveal deeper concerns they're not ready to share openly yet. If you notice micro-expressions indicating discomfort in someone you're speaking with, gently encourage them by saying something like, "I sense something might be bothering you. I'm here if you want to talk." This creates an opportunity for honesty without pressure. Method 7. Delaying tactics. Another useful technique is observing delaying tactics during conversations. As discussed in various resources on lie detection techniques, liars often take longer to respond as they fabricate answers on the spot. Pay attention if someone hesitates significantly before answering simple questions. This delay might suggest they are trying to think of a lie rather than recalling the truth. This method highlights how response timing can indicate potential deception based on cognitive load during questioning. For instance, if you're asking your partner where they were last night and there's an awkward pause before they respond with an overly detailed explanation that doesn't quite add up, it could be worth investigating further. If you notice delays in someone's responses, consider giving them space before pressing further by saying something like, "Take your time. I want you to feel comfortable sharing." This approach reduces pressure while still encouraging honesty. Method 8. Control questions. Control questions are another effective method for detecting lies by establishing baseline responses against which deceptive answers can be compared. In Spy the Lie, the authors recommend starting with simple questions where you know the answer before transitioning into more sensitive topics. This method uses structured questioning to create benchmarks for truthful responses that can highlight discrepancies later on when discussing more delicate matters. Imagine asking your friend about their favorite movie, a topic you both enjoy discussing, and then later asking them about their whereabouts last weekend. By comparing their demeanor and responses between these two sets of questions, you can gauge whether they are being truthful or deceptive based on changes in body language or speech patterns. When using control questions with acquaintances or colleagues, ensure it feels like an open conversation rather than an interrogation by saying something like, "I just want to understand." This fosters communication rather than creating walls between each other. Method 9. Frequent lying gestures. Lastly, noticing frequent lying gestures can provide clues about deception. Certain gestures, like covering the mouth or scratching the neck, can signal discomfort associated with dishonesty, as highlighted in various discussions around body language cues in lie detection techniques. This method focuses specifically on identifying habitual physical actions commonly linked with deceitful behavior rather than broader behavioral patterns established through baseline analysis. For example, if during a serious discussion about trust issues your partner repeatedly touches their neck or covers their mouth while speaking, these could indicate unease about being honest regarding their feelings or actions. If these gestures arise during discussions with anyone, from colleagues to strangers, consider addressing them gently by saying something like, "I noticed you seem uncomfortable. Is there something on your mind?" This encourages honesty without direct confrontation and helps create an environment where both parties feel safe sharing vulnerable truths. Now that we've covered various methods for detecting lies, let's discuss how we should handle suspected liars, regardless of our relationship with them. 1. Approach with compassion. When dealing with suspected liars, it's crucial to approach the situation with compassion and understanding. Remember that there may be underlying reasons for their dishonesty. Fear of judgment or concern about hurting your feelings could be at play. 2. Create an open environment. Encourage open communication by fostering an atmosphere where honesty is valued over perfection. Let people know they can share difficult truths without fear of harsh repercussions. This reassurance helps build trust over time. 3. Set boundaries. While compassion is essential, it's also important to set boundaries regarding dishonesty within relationships so everyone understands expectations moving forward clearly. Let others know that while you're willing to listen and support them through challenges related specifically around trust issues, dishonesty will ultimately harm relationships over time if not addressed properly together. You might say something like, "I care too much about our relationship for us not being honest with each other." Setting clear expectations helps maintain healthy dynamics moving forward. 4. Seek professional help if needed. If lying becomes a persistent issue within your interactions, especially if it stems from deeper emotional problems, it may be beneficial for both parties involved to seek professional help together or individually. Therapy sessions focused specifically on improving communication skills can address the underlying issues contributing to dishonest behavior patterns that occur too often. 5. Protect yourself. While it's important to support others who struggle with honesty, don't forget self-protection either. Recognize when someone's lies begin to affect your mental health and sense of security within the relationship dynamics. It's okay to distance yourself from toxic behaviors while still wishing them well on their journey toward healing and honesty in the future. Detecting lies is not just about uncovering deceit. It's about understanding the complexities of human behavior and relationships as well. By employing the methods mentioned in this video, you'll be better equipped to navigate tricky situations involving dishonesty effectively. When dealing with suspected liars, including your loved ones, it's essential to approach each situation thoughtfully and compassionately, while also protecting ourselves from potential harm caused by deceitful behavior too. Now, I want to hear from you. After exploring these lie detection methods, do you find yourself reflecting on past experiences where someone may have lied to you? Also, do you know any other effective lie detection techniques that I didn't cover in this video? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more insightful content. Thank you.